There is also a report here. WHO Cancer Research Agency to declare sweetener used in Diet Coke a possible carcinogen. Okay, and of course, we also have this. Gabasheo Buhari didn't ask Tinubu not to probe his former appointees. Tinubu, I invoked spirit of Emilokon to win election despite CBN Naira redesign policy. No pro or anti-Akpabio senators. O.J. Carlos says Senate President won transparent election. Ogalia redeploys 57 senior naval officers in major shakeup. Amalstori Olushola Oke. Akeredolu responding to treatment. Those circulating that rumor are wicked. And of course, we also have this a lot. NAFDAC warns against contaminated Sprite drinks circulating in Nigeria. More story, Shetima Akpabio Ambode present as Lagos hosts Tinubu. And of course, it says impracticable. Catholic bishops reject bill to create council for Christian education. Edo PDP chair louds Tinubu's exchange rate unification policy, petrol subsidy remover. And of course, we take two more. Tinubu pays courtesy visits to Awujale in Ijebu-Ode, and Jack Rich denies paying 500 million naira for ministerial slot in Tinubu's cabinet.
All right, a look at the Punch newspaper. NPA begins evacuation of overtime cargoes. Improved palm oil exploration will boost GDP. And some more stories here says Naira redesign policy couldn't stop my victory, Tinubu. Subsidy removal, federal government saves 400 billion naira in 4 weeks. That's on the business and economy side of the Punch. Away from that, let's move to the sports side. Bayern turned to Osimhen, put Kane talks on hold. Back to some business stories. External reserves fall by $3 billion in 6 months. This is coming from the CBN. We take a look at some more stories from the Punch newspaper. This one says, Rivers neighbor defiles 5-year-old girl. Police woman offers 500,000 naira settlement. Oshogbo Eid clash, unfortunate, outrageous. Robber steals phone in Ogun community. Gunman dead in shooting at U.S. consulate in Saudi. How we killed Ondo naval officer. Suspects. French police arrest 150 protesting teenagers killing teenagers killing over traffic violation. 11 die, others injured in Edo road accident. 8 suspected cartel members killed in Mexico shootout. And we'll just take one more and we move to another one. This one says, all right, Akeredolu, death rumor peddlers risk arrest, says APC.
All right, over now to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. There are also some top stories here right from the Vanguard. And this says, NAS principal officers tension as competing camps await Tinubu's APC's nod. We also have this incessant abuse of officers attached to VIPs. Companies' reason for withdrawal, as according to police. Buhari never told Tinubu not to probe him. Ex-government officials. Gabasheo is coming up with that and all the latest news here on the Vanguard. And this says, how we killed naval officer suspects confess. I could have asked for my share of fuel subsidy, but God forbid. That's according to President Tinubu. Thank you, Akin, says Tinubu as Ambode makes remarkable return to politics. And of course, let's also look at other story. Bloomberg rates Dangote Africa's richest man with $15.6 billion. Kidnap of oil workers in Lagos. Family of victims whip besiege company office. All right, quite sad one there. I will bring Nigeria from brink to resilient economy, born again nation. That is what Tinubu is saying. Osun Eid clash. Don't turn our mosque to battleground, Southwest Muslim leader wants. Electricity tariff. More multinational companies may exit Nigeria. That's a warning from Man. And of course, we'll take some couple more this morning. And this is talking about Nigeria's intra-conflict, if I'm actually having that correctly. All right, this says electricity tariff, more multinational companies, and of course, we've taken that earlier. Nigeria's intra-African trade dips 12% to 842.6 billion naira in Q1 in 2023. And of course, it says poor handling or blaspheming lynching. And we'll take one more, and this is talking about anti-people policies, the Buhari leg by Adekunle Adekoya.
All right, Daily Post, our first story. Governor Oti suspends all permanent secretaries, HOS. Why I ran away from Dara to London, Buhari. We need your prayer support. Tinubu appeals to Nigerians. Probing Ikpeazu, a big distraction, obedience, advice Governor Oti. Tinubu's convoy, leaders who preach sacrifice must show example, Peter Obi. Reports of bribery against me politically motivated, APC chieftain Jack Reach. Tribunal Ebonyi PDP alleges attacks on witnesses by APC. Tinubu arrives Ogun, meets monarchs, and high expectations, anxiety as Nigerians await Tinubu's ministerial list.
All right, before we hit that break, let's still take some couple more headlines here from the Vanguard. And this is talking about subsidy removal. Be patient with Tinubu. Oni begs Nigerians. To my brother, Senator Pius Ekwerido. All right, this is also saying UI Unilag Covenant ranked among 1,000 best universities in the world. Akeredolu responding to treatment. Olushola is actually handing that down. Titan and Migrants, Two Tragedies, Different Stories by Azu Ishekwene. And of course, we take two more from the Vanguard before moving to another paper this morning. New service chiefs, over 100 generals, rare admirers. Air Vice Marshal asks for what precisely. Now you might want to pick up the paper to get details of that. And of course, it says why I invoke spirit of freedom in Ogun. That's according to Tinubu. And the last one here says our burgeoning prayer, economy and related health.
All right, we're going to our first break this morning. When we return, we'll be back with some analysis. Just stay with us.
FM 94.9.
Tí o bá wà lórí nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì àrídájú ìyẹn Naija Confirm wo ẹ̀bùn 1,000 naira ń dúró dè ọ́ o tún ní àǹfààní láti gba èlé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún lórí èyíkéyìí rìsáàjì tí o bá ṣe àníkún dátà lọ́nà 100 fún oṣù 6 àti ìlọ́po méjì dátà lórí rìsáàjì àkọ́kọ́ rẹ ní oṣù òpó ìyẹn gangan ni Nine Confirm látọ̀dọ̀ Nine Mobile tí ó yọrantí ra síìmù tuntun lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ *1400# lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká rẹ. Nine Mobile wà níbí fún ọ wà níbí fún Naija.
Ọdún iléyá wọlé wẹ́rẹ́ bá wa láàyè dẹ̀ra alihamdulilayi. Iléeṣẹ́ Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited ló ní kẹ́ẹ̀rà lẹ̀kẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún ọdún promo ìdí kábìrì lélẹ́yìí OPP ó pọ̀ pa. Ẹ̀dínwó ti wà lórí àwọn ilẹ̀ estate wa pátá o. Kings Park Estate Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn 1.4 million naira. Achifas Estate ní Ìdó 700,000 naira. Sun City Estate Alábàtà Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn 1.5 million naira. Yobot Park and Garden Estate Elekuru Mọ́níyà 800,000 naira. Treasure Land Estate ní òpópónà Funab Alábàtà Abẹ́òkúta 150,000 naira. Greenland Estate Phase 1 Alábàtà Abẹ́òkúta 300,000 naira. Bó bá ṣe ń sanwó láwùfún ọ nílẹ̀ rẹ̀ táwọn sì ṣe corner piece fún ọ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ìwọ náà wàá ralẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa kó o gbẹ̀bùn bíi ẹran àgbò, ìrẹsì, òróró, fan, amómitutù àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. June 11 sí July 11 ní promo yìí wà fún o. Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited wà ní dojúkọ IITA lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Àrẹ̀mú Block Industry Ọjọ́ Mọ́níyà Road Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ 081-410-39905 tàbí kó WhatsApp wọn lórí 081-409-42376. Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited. Baka Disala.
I'm living the life cause I get to Zeti. Hey, kọ́ńbù ẹ̀kú àlejò imú gbòǹgbò ọ̀nà ẹ̀kú àlejò ẹsẹ̀. Ìbàdàn nílé Olúyọ̀lé ẹ̀kú àmójúbà ti Zeti Network Limited. Pẹ̀lú ti Zeti, ìlò omi òjò lẹ́ẹ̀ máa lo ayélujára internet ní yàwàlù. Torí pé gbajúgbajà nílé iṣẹ́ ti Zeti Network Limited. Nídìí ìpèsè ayélujára lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà fún ilé iṣẹ́ ńláńlá àtolókòwò kéékèèké lábẹ́ àbúradà ti Zeti. Ẹ lè browse, kẹ́ stream, kẹ́ sì tún gbá géèmù bó ṣe wù yín láì níkọ̀sẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìlànà ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́mùkú data kèé máa ṣeré ìwọ ni kò má sọ̀fànù 12,500 naira péré lẹ́ẹ̀fì jẹ mùlá data fódìdí oṣù kan gbáko lábẹ́ àbúradà tizeti láì níkọ̀sẹ̀ ẹ kàn sí wifi.com.ng/oyo ẹ sì lè pe 01-2298-786 tàbí kẹ́ ẹ tẹ àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sí internet@wifi.com.ng ayélujára ní yàwàlù.
Títí I'm leaving now. Make sure you use this hypo bleach sachet to wash all the clothes, clean the bathroom, mop the floors, and
Mommy, one sachet for all this plenty work?
Yes, sir. Introducing the Hypo Bleach 200 ml bigger sachet. The bigger sachet you've been waiting for. Now you can do more disinfecting, whitening, and cleaning for just 100 naira.
Bigger 200 ml hypo sachet to do more housework.
Right. So, guys, this is the plan. We go in at sunrise and we attack without mercy. Glow World Shops won't see us coming. Taye, you are to make sure we get all the best phones, all right?
Yes, boss.
Lara, you have to make sure that we don't miss the 18GB bonus deals for 6 months.
Understood, sir.
Chigozie, your job is to draw up the payment plan. Codename Pay Small Small. Chigozie, are you sleeping? Chigozie.
Relax. There's enough time for you to get your preferred smartphones and enjoy sweet deals at Glow World. Walk into any Glow World shop, your one-stop shop for devices and gadgets, and get 18GB bonus data when you buy your phone, which you can pay for at your convenience.
Glow Unlimited. ẹni tí ò bá mọ̀nà kì í dá pàdépàdé a jẹ́ pé gbogbo ẹni tó bá ń dàrọ̀kọ̀ àti lọ gbé kàwé tàbí ṣiṣẹ́ lókè òkun léyìíkéyìí orílẹ̀-èdè bíi Canada, UK, Cyprus, Australia tó fi mọ́ ọ̀pọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè ní Europe. Bauhop Consult ni ẹ bá dòwò pọ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe mójúlẹ́jà àti bániṣètò ìrìn àjò sókè òkun ni wọ́n tún jẹ́ aṣojú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ nílẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun fẹ́nikẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ kàwé nílùú òyìnbó wọ́n ń bániṣètò iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìrànwọ́ ètò ẹ̀yáwó fákẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìyẹn student loan tó fi mọ́ scholarship bí ọgọ́ làwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó bá ṣe IELTS lọ́dọ̀ wọn ṣàṣeyọrí àjẹpẹ́ boko bá jìnnà ẹ̀ lákìíkò. Bauhop Consult wà ní nọ́mbà 55 Liberty Stadium Road àdójúkọ Lano House off Òkè-Àdó Ìbàdàn. ẹ̀ka wọn sì wà ní 15/17 Solaron Plaza Akówọjọ Road Ẹ̀gbẹ́dá nípínlẹ̀ Èkó. fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè 0815-677-6425 website www.bauhopconsult.com.ng. wọ́n wà lórí ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo Twitter, Facebook àti Instagram @Bauhop Consult. kọ́kọ́rọ́ tó ṣílẹ̀kùn àti tẹkọ̀ létí lọ sókè òkun.
John, what's up? Check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial *671# to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use them recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions dey shall.
Máa wò mí bí mo ṣe fẹ́ yín.
Mo ń gbọ́ 32 FM.
32 FM 94.9.
tí 9 mobile network Naija gangan bá jẹ́ àyò rẹ̀ èrè ńlá ń dúró dè ọ́ nígbàkúgbà tí o bá nílò dátà sí láti wo sinimá tàbí gba oríṣiríṣi àjàbalẹ̀ eré ìdárayá 9 mobile wà fún ọ pẹ̀lú 1,500 naira péré wàá jẹ ìgbádùn 8 gigabyte látọ̀dọ̀ 9 mobile o tún lè fi 9.5 gigabyte ṣe ìfàjẹ pẹ̀lú 2,000 naira péré àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ 9 mobile lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ *301# láti yan dátà olówó pọ́kú tí ó ṣe gbẹ́kẹ̀lé 9 mobile wà níbí fún ọ wà níbí fún Naija.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's 32 FM 949 Ibadan. And of course, it's time to dive into the analysis. We have Professor Oluojedokun, who is going to be doing that for us this morning. I am DENIKE&GBOLABO.
And I'm Gbolabu, Famous School. Welcome back, Prof.
Top of the day to you, top of the day.
All right, okay, I guess DENIKE wants to start off.
You can start off first. It's okay.
All right, okay. I wanted us to look at this bill on Christian education. And now, if you look at what the Christian Association or the Christian Council is saying, as a matter of fact, do we have a problem? Why is it that you're trying to look into the content that makes up Christianity education, so to say, and you're not looking at instances of attack against Christians like they have actually put it? Now, we do know that during elections, there's always a lot of prophecies that happen. And I don't know what exactly the political leadership, especially in the National Assembly, are trying to get at. What understanding can we make out of this, Prof?
Well, first and foremost, I don't know that we need a specific bill on Christian education in Nigeria because no matter what you do in terms of the education, at the end of the day, if the moral character is not right, then the education is not going to make a difference. A lot of people in this country went to schools where you had mixture of Christian, mixture of Muslim, no particular emphasis on one or the other, and they've turned out to be right. A lot of people also go to Christian schools from secondary, nursery, secondary, primary, and ultimately university. And what they get up to, you understand, it's quite unspeakable. I don't think it's our priority to focus on Christian education, but I think any religion that wants to educate should have the space and should have the opportunity to do that. Christian schools, I don't have a problem with that. Christian universities, I don't have a problem. Muslim schools, Muslim universities, I don't have a problem. But they must be open and accessible to other people that want to access it. And you know that if you go to a Christian university, you're going to get the Christian ethos. Same with the Muslim education, that you get the Muslim ethos. Should there be a law, a particular bill? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that's what the National Assembly should be focusing on. But I guess some people want to protect Christian values. It's a secular country. It is not a Christian country, which means that we are free to practice whatever religion that we want. There should be freedom of religion, freedom of expression, which means if I'm a Christian in Sokoto, I should be able to practice my religion. And if I'm a Muslim in Enugu, I should be able to practice my religion. I think that should be our emphasis.
All right, let's talk about the president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Ogun State yesterday, and there were certain statements credited to him. One of those statements was something about him saying that he has to invoke the Emilokon spirit when he was contesting, as well as that the Naira redesign policy could not stop his victory. And there was also another statement about taking baby steps, plans to fix Nigeria. He says that he's assuring Nigerians, saying that according to this, it says we delivered despite the hardship of no money, no fuel. And he was thanking, saying that Emilokon and all of that. But my question now is, we seem to have a president who keeps assuring us that it's no longer business as usual with our government. But I don't presume that these assurances are doing so much for Nigerians at this time, with the hunger and poverty pangs biting real hard.
If you ask me, I think his visit and his victory lap is premature. Why do I say it's premature? We don't know what will happen, you understand, in the tribunal. We know that 99% or 100% of the times, nobody has ever overturned the presidential election. But I would have felt that this victory lap would have been good after all the decks have been cleared. But it's his choice, from that point of view. As to Emilokon and the Naira redesign, it's just confirmed the fact, which many of us knew, that the Naira redesign was targeted at him, and that it probably was targeted at him for good reason. Is he confirming to us that he has so much bundles and bundles of cash, that he, you understand, would have been the the person that would have suffered most from that? In terms of the baby steps and so on, it is early days. What I do know is that people are anxious, that people are concerned, and people are bothered. The steps of the government so far, some will say, many of them have been good steps. But many of them are still concerned that there's nothing coming from this government yet. It may yet come to show that we are all in this together, that the sacrifices are not just for the masses. The sacrifices are for Tinubu, for his ministers, and for those in the Senate and the House of Representatives. So yes, baby steps indeed. Deregulation of the petroleum sector, the PMS. Yes, baby steps. Yes, the deregulating of the foreign exchange. But when are Nigerians going to get their relief? Is it going to be 1 year's time, 2 years' time? We need a trajectory of when we will be rescued.
All right, let's look at the fuel subsidy too. Tinubu has said that he would have also taken a share or benefit from the petrol subsidy, but he's saying, God forbid, that will happen. And now that he would not allow such a regime to continue because of the scam he perceived is going on within the petroleum sector, using the subsidy remover as a point of call here. But let's also look at what Issa Yuguda has said. He waited for 15 years to actually come up to say that subsidy is a scam, and the oil marketers are benefiting and, of course, ripping the people off. Now, for what Tinubu has said, are we going to get out of what appears to be a major suffering for many Nigerians in terms of buying fuel at the rate of even going to 510, 520 now?
Well, and some are suggesting maybe 700, 600, depending on if you believe the marketers. I think it's good. I think was selfish. If he knew, in fact, that it was a scam, then why did he raise his voice then? And I think the president did a good thing in removing the scam that was there. But that's not just the only problem. We are in debt. We are suffering. What of the people that have scammed us? Are they going to go scot-free? I think it's not enough to say I wouldn't partake in it. It's not enough to come 15 years later. I think the government must actively investigate and ensure that those that have scammed Nigerians out of our hard-earned naira, you understand, are able to account for it, to be punished, to be prosecuted, and to be dealt with, from that point of view. It's only when you do that they will be effective in providing palliatives and ensuring that we have a cushion to the unspeakable suffering that people are experiencing now as a result of the petroleum prices or PMS going up on a daily basis.
On the PMS issue, the federal government says that they have so far saved about 400 billion. I'm just going to take it from the headline. The Punch says, subsidy removal, federal government saves 400 billion naira in 4 weeks. Now, according to this report, because of the subsidy removal on PMS, the oil marketers stated that there's been some sort of saving. And they're saying that the oil dealers also stated that there was a high possibility for the cost of petrol price to rise in July, going by the recent floating of the naira against the United States dollar by the federal government. Now, of course, we all know what this means. Some people are already saying 700 naira per litre, and that in the southwest, we're going to be paying about 610 or more per litre. Do you think that this figure in 4 weeks, this 400 billion naira that has been allegedly saved, is outrageous?
Well, it's outrageous because it means that we've just been throwing away money over a period of time. It's outrageous, but why it's also outrageous is because we still are not feeling any palliatives yet. We still are not getting relief. At the end of the day, yes, they're saving this money, but they must account to us where the savings is going into. It's not enough to bandy the savings around when people are suffering, when jobs have been lost, when hunger is in the land, and of course when transportation is a nightmare to many people. The government must find a way to ensure that this so-called savings gets to the people that needs it most and that it matters most. But it tells you the level of scamming that has been going on in this country. And maybe if there wasn't such scamming on a monumental basis, maybe Nigeria would have been some kind of El Dorado of some sort.
Now, this the military and, of course, what they are coming up with, profits, looks a lot amazing, that they have to voluntarily or forced to resign. That's the service chiefs who are seniors now. And, of course, they have a newly appointed one, meaning that they've gotten their sack letter. Now, what has this exposed to many of us as a citizen of the country? That there's a lot of rot going on within our military. If you have generals that are supposed to have gone, why would you wait till this time to be forced to be told to resign or voluntarily leave the military?
First and foremost, it's only in Nigeria that when a chief of army staff is appointed, then his seniors who didn't get the gig are asked to resign. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. It didn't happen in the first 20 or 30 years of this country. Domkat Bali served under Buhari, served under Babangida. He was their senior. Olufemi Olutoye, who is now the Oba of Idoani, you understand, was the most senior major general and served under Murtala and served under Obasanjo from that point of view. So where this tradition came from, I don't know. It doesn't happen in England. It doesn't happen in America, France, where we inherited a colonial army from that point of view. So I think it's a wasteful exercise. But having said that, that's the tradition that they have. And if it's the tradition that they have and you've signed up for, then of course they have to go. From that point of view. So I don't know why they haven't gone yet. Are they waiting for clarification? Are they waiting for the new policy?
They've been giving
up
until today.
Yes.
Today is on
no,
Monday.
July, Monday.
That's
from
Monday.
That point of view. Yeah, some of them will be resisting it because they are not prepared, you understand? And some of them might be thinking that, well, I haven't done my 35 years or you understand, I will be loyal to whoever has taken over. I think it needs to be reviewed. I think probably nothing is going to happen this time. But every time a junior is appointed, the implications for the service are quite consequential. A lot of very experienced hands, both police, both army, air force, and the navy have to resign. I don't think that's the way to go. I think, even though you can't compare civilian life to military, when a vice chancellor is appointed, even if it's a junior professor or whatever, you don't ask all the other professors to resign. It doesn't make sense.
All right, the Kano State chapter of the Nigeria Labour Congress has stepped in to address the issue of salary stoppage affecting over 10,000 workers in the state. And according to the Vanguard, there's supposed to be a suspension of the salaries of these workers pending a verification exercise to validate the employment processes leading to their recruitment. It was reported that the previous governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, employed some people during the last minute of his tenure. So the new governor is trying as much as possible, I guess, to verify that these appointments or these employments are real. What do you think is the bone of contention in all of this?
Well, government should be a continuum, but in Kano it doesn't appear to be so. If you remember, a lot of edifices have been destroyed. A lot of edifices have been removed by this new governor. And it's as if he wants to remove all the traces of the previous government. And you can't run a government like that.
Is it a personal vengeance thing?
Well, it appears to be. I'm not saying that it is, but it appears to be. And let me just say it. The people that were employed, it wasn't their fault that they were employed. So why should they suffer? I'm not saying the government shouldn't verify, but why should they stop their salaries while the verification is going on? These are people, you understand, who went through some sort of process. And it wasn't their fault if the process was abridged or if the previous governor did some shenanigans with it. I just think that the governor concerned, the governor of Kano State, should calm down a bit. You understand? Be reflective before you take some of these decisions, because it shows to many people, or many people think, that's just on a vendetta. I don't support Ganduje, of course, but at the same time, I feel things should be done properly in order so that there's not too much untold suffering going on in the state.
All right, we have to go on a break. When we return, we'll open the phone lines. Do stay with us.
We can bet that you've never listened to radio like this before.
You can bet that you've never listened to radio like this before. It's the voice of happiness. 32 FM 94.9.
We fill the world with laughter. We are 32 FM 94.9.
It's 7 a.m. Rise up to the tantalizing aroma of Golden Penny Noodles goat meat pepper soup flavor. Golden Penny Noodles. I want what I want.
Ọmọ ikọ̀ ẹ̀yìn gan lásán. Ẹ wo mo ti lo oògùn ó ti sú mi. Àṣìlò oògùn ìyẹn ò dáa. Kí ni kí n wá ṣe nígbà tí mi ò lówó ilé ìwòsàn? Kí ni nígbà tí ètò ìlera INT'L and Axamansard wà nílẹ̀? Òótọ́ ni pẹ̀lú ètò ìlera INT'L Axamansard o láǹfààní láti rí dókítà gba ìwòsàn àtọwọ́ ìwòsàn tó tó $1,100 náírà. Testa 141*44# báyìí láti yan ètò tó tẹ́ ọ lọ́rùn.
INT'L, a reason to imagine. Get ready for an African cinematic extravaganza like never before on Africa Magic. After 30 years, Ripples is back. Ripples, the new generation, showing Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Africa Magic Showcase.
You don't know me. You don't know my story.
Discover the truth in the hidden, showing Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on Africa Magic Showcase, followed by Crime and Justice Lagos at 9 p.m. Will Shaka Zulu become king in Shaka Ilembe? Showing Sundays at 10 p.m. on Africa Magic Urban and Showcase. Experience love unfolding in the new dating reality show, What Will People Say? Every Friday at 9 p.m. on Africa Magic Showcase and Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. on Africa Magic Urban. Stay connected to DSTV for the best local stories the way you like it. Only on Africa Magic. DSTV. It's your moment.
Ìbàdàn máa jẹ̀gbín yó ọmọ àfikàrà mu fọ́ orí mu. Samsung ti dé pẹ̀lú àwọn ìfilọ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ tí ń gbèsè. Gba Bluetooth speaker ohun àǹfẹ̀tì gbóni gbọ́rọ̀ àti power bank alágbára lọ́nà $20,000 per hour. Tó o bá ra ẹ̀yà ẹ̀rọ Samsung A series tá a yàn. Wàá tún gba aago ìbọ̀wọ́ Samsung Watch 5 tó o bá ra ẹ̀yà S23 series àbí Samsung Watch 5 Pro tó o bá ra Flip 4 àbí Fold 4. Ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí wà láwọn ibùsọ̀ Samsung kọ̀ọ̀kan tá a yàn. O lè kàn sí Solat, Laplace àtàwọn ibùsọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tá a fún láṣẹ tó súnmọ́. Ó yá tààrà ṣàṣà kó tó tán lẹ̀.
Titi, I'm leaving now. Make sure you use this hypo bleach sachet to wash all the clothes, clean the bathroom, mop the floors, and
Mommy, one sachet for all this plenty work?
Yes, sir. Introducing the Hypo Bleach 200 ml bigger sachet. The bigger sachet you've been waiting for. Now you can do more disinfecting, whitening, and cleaning for just 100 naira.
Bigger 200 ml hypo sachet to do more housework.
tí nine mobile network naija gangan bá jẹ́ àyò rẹ̀ èrè ńlá ń dúró dè ọ́ nígbàkúgbà tí o bá nílò dátà sí láti wo sinimá tàbí gba oríṣiríṣi àjàbalẹ̀ eré ìdárayá nine mobile wà fún ọ pẹ̀lú 1,500 naira péré wàá jẹ ìgbádùn 8 gigabyte látọ̀dọ̀ nine mobile o tún lè fi 9.5 gigabyte ṣe ìfàjẹ pẹ̀lú 2,000 naira péré àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ nine mobile lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ star 301 hash láti yọ dátà olówó pọ́kú tí ó ṣe gbẹ́kẹ̀lé nine mobile wà níbí fún ọ wà níbí fún Naija.
32 FM Play and Win Show. Enjoy radio like never before. Radio that gives you more. Radio that makes you happier. Calling on your radio, play some game and win some cool cash.
Let's do this.
Do what?
All I do is win, 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 no matter
32 FM Play and Win Game Show. Every day from 2 to 2:30 p.m. on the Laughter Station, 32 FM 94.9. You, our listener, get to call in on your radio, play some game with Lumi, and win yourself some fantastic prizes. I bet you don't want to miss this.
Whenever I tell people I'm a full-time master's student and a content creator, they go, huh? How are you able to do both all at once? You be witch? No be juju, na MTN 5G. Ever since 5G came into my life, I've been on cloud 9. I get to take my classes online in real time and upload my videos before you say Jack Robinson. Even Babe isn't left out. Our long distance is waxing strong.
Hello, babe. Can you hear me? Your video is frozen again.
We don't do that here, because life is a breeze.
Experience the wonders of MTN 5G. Hyper-fast internet connection with no buffering, zero lag, and quality data capabilities like never seen before. Available on broadband and mobile. MTN, Nigeria's #1 5G network. What are we doing today?
32 FM 94.9.
All right, and we're back. 0705 5949, 0809 7949. And you can call our numbers 0906 200949 to share your thoughts with us this morning. We also are live on Facebook. It's 32FM 949 Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, I'm John Njoku. Thank you, Professor Leo Dedoku.
Disneyland! Here I come!
You too can win an all-expense trip to Disneyland in the Indomie.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Please go on.
I said that there is need to retire senior military officers, especially when someone is appointed as a service chief. What do I mean? On July 29, 1975, in a major speech to the nation, the then president, Brigadier, he was the brigadier in rank, Murtala Rahman Mohammed, who took over from General Yakubu Gowon, explained the reason why the government of Yakubu Gowon was dismantled. He proceeded to announce that any officer from the rank of Major General, ex-lieutenant and above, are hereby retired immediately, including the police IG and the deputy, Sam Selene and the Chief Fagbola, respectively. The purpose of this is to give room for loyalty and discipline. It is possible for senior officers to treat junior officers directly with levity of content because of the military mentality in them. I'm done in just thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 0705 5949 and 0809 7949. Prof, I don't know if you agree with what he said about loyalty.
No. Well, I disagree fundamentally there. He talked about major generals. He didn't talk about the brigadiers who served their seniors, so their juniors. He didn't talk about Olufemi Oluto. He didn't talk about Bisala. He didn't talk about Domkat Bali that I've spoken about earlier. So yes, people who are retired above the rank of major general, but the brigadiers who are the same, who are their seniors, continue to serve. I think it is wasteful. We train these people, and when we dispense with them in hundreds, you understand, where are we going to get the expertise from? That's my proper grouse.
All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
This is John Olaruwaju from Agbo. On the issue of Mr. President saying that he will have get his own shares out of the subsidy, but he did not do so. To me, I don't even interested in much in what this, in the statement of Mr. President. I think the right thing Mr. President is supposed to do is what the professor said. Why can't you go after those that eating their subsidy issue? You just leave them and you are just putting suffering on the masses. And the money you are claiming that you realize from the subsidy now, is it only PMS that you realize the money? What about the diesel? What about the gas? What about the other items? Why can't you come out and tell us? Since all these years they have removed the subsidy from the diesel, from the kerosene, they have never come out and tell us that these are more the profit they gain from all these items. So to me, all these things just the eye service. That's what they were doing. Even the statement of Mr. President to me is not nothing to me at all. He just want to get he just want to score the politics. That's the way I see it. Thank you and good morning.
All right, thank you very much. The issue of accountability, Prof, 400 billion naira, like he was reported, and he also said since subsidy has been removed on certain products, where has it led us and what have we done with the money that has been saved from it?
We also have to take into account the fact that some of these were being fueled by debt, were being supported by debt. So it means we are probably not incurring more debt, from that point of view. So I think that's another factor to consider.
Hello, good morning. Okay, please try 0705 5949 and 0906 2949. And we're live on Facebook, 32FM 949. Timothy Okorie says, good morning, Bolabo and Denike. Tinubu should stop making mouth. He wouldn't have won if he hadn't bribed the INEC Yakubu Mahmood. And that's undeniable and incontrovertible truth. It's not over yet as the case is still in court. It's left to courts to make Omar this country. I think you landed your point. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I think organization is talking.
All right, please go on.
Yeah. Are we still celebrating about subsidy or not subsidy? Have they tell us how they will repair our refinery? Our refinery will bring goodness to Nigeria so that we will not be dying into the hand of marketers. Repairing our refinery is what Nigeria is interested. It's not other celebrity we are creating. Let people repair our refinery or let them award it out to contractors to repair it within 2 to 3 months. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move over back to Facebook and also take some couple more comments. This is from Omotayo Oluwarotimi Onobamiro says, all the arguments and discussions about Christian education in Nigeria is very misguided. There are not more than 10 Christians in Nigeria. A Christian is someone who believes all his sins are forgiven. Meanwhile, Christians in Nigeria still say they are sinners and keep on asking God to forgive them their sins.
All right, so we'll quickly take another call right now. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to respond to what Okoye has just said. Your radio station is heard almost all over the world. My name is Kaya Gidore. There's no reason Okoye should be addressing Tinubu that he's talking about. Tinubu at the moment is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's an insult. Please check your callers. Let them know that at least.
All right,
thank you very much.
Let's be very careful with our choice of words. And of course, let's face the issues. There are a number of issues. We don't need to respond to what the caller has actually said. Let's go to the issues, the contents.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Luke.
All right, please make your point.
I want to ask Prof a question. And the question is, with the people challenging Tinubu in court, do you believe you can do all those things you asked for him to cut down the expenses and you go after those people that collected the money for subsidy. And that's what to create more enemies for yourself. Please, I am you right better.
All right. Prof, do you
Well,
want to...
I don't think he went into the presidency because he wanted to have a new hobby. I think he knew that it would be difficult. He knew it would be hard. And that's why he spent all these years trying to be president of Nigeria. And I believe he has the courage. I believe he has the effrontery, the temerity. And I believe he has a plan for them. So it takes someone like Tinubu to take these people on. And I believe he can do that.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to everyone today.
Good morning.
I'm Basham is my name. I think people have right to criticize government. That's civil right. But not in a destructive way, in a constructive manner. Then I take this point has to do with what happened at the Osogbo in Osun State. This is a purely egoistic from Mr. Governor. And he demanded to tender apology for the people of Osun State. Because does he have any specific place to sit in the mosque? That's my question. You need to send apology for the people of Osun State. Thank you. Have a nice day. I'm Basham is my name.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can take one more comment on our Facebook page. This one from Okediran Babatunde right here says, since they are sure now that subsidy is a scam, why can't government identify the scammers and set machineries of government against these scammers? Getting money from these looters, scammers, will alleviate the poverty. That comment keeps going, and I'm just going to try to see if I can let's just take this final call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Sola from Nguru.
All right.
This 400 billion that the federal government has gained, from whose expenses? I did not the expenses of people like me and you. What has that got to those who are ruling us? The president has just come from London. It is suffering. Thank you.
All right, Prof, any final words? We have to leave the studio.
Well, the president went on an official trip. He's entitled to go on official trips. And I would imagine that London was linked to that in some sort of way. So I would rather focus on the fact that government should cut expenditure, should show that we're all in it together, and so that the people know that the sacrifice is not just theirs to bear.
Thank you so much, Professor Lord Jedoku, for doing this with us this morning. And thank you, dear listener, as well. I am Adenike Adimuwako.
And I'm Golabo, Famous School. Bye for now.